Oh, that's me. Hey there, kiddos. It's Uda. And today I have a needle felting tutorial for you guys. Inspired by Plants vs. Zombies and suggested by a commenter on one of my last felting tutorials. It's a pretty fun project, very posable and interesting. If you're new to the channel, by the way, I am Uda. I do a lot of gaming and art stuff. If you wouldn't mind dropping a subscription, I would greatly appreciate it. Leave a like, do a comment, all that good stuff. So let's get into the project, guys. We're going to start out by going over the materials you're going to need. We're going to need a needle felting surface, some needles, finger protection, white, lime green, and black wool. Now to begin, we're going to take a large piece of the white wool and we're going to really spread it apart and get those fibers nice and loose. And then we're going to start rolling it into a ball, and we are going to felt it with our needles as we roll so that it stays together. And once you have a ball, you're going to just stab it a whole lot. Take some time until you get a nice firm ball. Now, once your ball is nice and firm, you are going to take a large piece of the lime green wool, enough to wrap all around the ball, and you're going to pull the fibers apart like we did with the white, and we are going to start wrapping the ball up in the green. Again, stabbing it as we go to attach the green to the ball. If you find you didn't get quite enough green wool, that is okay. You can always get a little bit more and wrap it around to cover up any little bald spots that you might have. And then, again, like before, you are going to spend a good amount of time just stabbing all of that green wool into your baseball until it becomes one nice uniform piece of wool. It's all one piece. It's firm but still kind of squishy. Looks kind of like a tennis ball. Once you have your tennis ball, we're going to take a medium piece of the green wool, spread the fibers out, and fold it in half so that the wispy ends are together, and then fold it one more time, leaving those wispy ends exposed. Then we're going to felt that piece together that we just folded up, flipping it over periodically so it doesn't stick to your mat. Once we've got that together, we're going to fold it up one more time towards the wispy ends, leaving them exposed still, and then we're going to roll the whole thing up lengthwise. Now that it's rolled up, go ahead and felt it around the cylinder that it has become. And periodically put it wispy side down towards the mat and go ahead and start felting it on that top too. If you weren't aware, because I definitely didn't say, we are working on the Peashooter mouth nose thing. We are trying to put a bit of an indentation in that top part of the cylinder because that's where we're going to put the black wool, and that's going to be the opening of his mouth, nose, snout thing. Not exactly sure what to call it. Remember, when you are doing this, be very, very careful. The needles are very sharp, and you can hurt yourself, you can stab yourself pretty easily. So be very careful and make sure to always go in a straight up and down motion. Do not wiggle or bend while you are stabbing because you could break a needle off, and that is an absolute pain. Now, once the cylinder is nice and firm and you've got a bit of an indentation in the end opposite of the wispy bits, you can easily kind of put the tip of your thumb or one of your fingers kind of in there, just a little indent. We're going to take a little bit of black wool and we are going to start felting it into that indent that we made. That is going to be the mouth hole. Once you're happy with the mouth-nose thing, it's firm but still squishy. And the black is nice and uniform inside of the indentation. We're going to go ahead and spread out the loose fibers on the end with the loose fibers. Get them nice and spread out, and then we're going to put it up to the ball, see where we want to put that mouth snout. Once you're happy with the position, we're just going to start felting those loose fibers into the head. Now that the nose, mouth, snout thing is fully attached to the head, let's get started on the eyes. We're going to take 2 little pieces of black wool, and then I'm going to take a single needle and make a little bit of a dent marking in the head where I want the eye to go. Then I'm going to take one of the little pieces of black wool, and I'm going to start by stabbing it right in the middle where I made that dent. Stab it in the middle a bit to attach it, and then work my way towards the outside edge of where I want the eye. Just going around and stabbing all of the loose fiber in on the edges. If there's a lot of loose fiber, I will kind of twist my needle around it, like spaghetti sort of, to grab onto it before I stab into the head. That way it will push all those loose extra fibers in. Once you're happy with the shape of the eye and you have it all nice and neatly felted in, we're going to grab a very small piece of white wool to make the shine in the eye. We're going to do it very similarly to the way that we did the eyeball itself. Just take that little piece of white wool and stab it in where you want the shine to go, working from the inside towards the outside, gathering up all the loose fiber and poking it in. All right, once we've got that done, that is basically the head done. We've got our eyes, our nose, our head. We are going to start working on the body now. So for the body, we're going to take a medium piece of white wool. Now for this, I am using floral wire, but personally, I recommend pipe cleaners. They tend to work better, but I didn't have any on hand. Floral wire works too. Take your wire or pipe cleaner and wrap it in the white wool. And then we are going to start carefully felting that around the wire or pipe cleaner, depending on what you're using. Be careful, because you don't want to just jam your needle into it. It could snap your needle off. So just very carefully felt the body up and down. For this, we don't really need any wispy ends to attach it to anything because we're going to put the green over top of it. So if you would like, fold in the wispy ends, fold them back over the body itself, and make sure you have a little bit of the wire or the pipe cleaner sticking out of both ends. We're going to need that for a little bit later. Now we're going to take a medium piece of green wool, enough to cover that body piece that we just made, and we are going to wrap it up in that green wool with the loose ends of the green on the ends where the wires come out. Now we're going to felt that firmly in place all around the body until it is one nice even piece, making sure to leave the ends nice and loose. All right, now that we've got that green nicely felted onto the body, you can see that we can bend it and flex it because of the wire or pipe cleaner that we have put inside, which makes it more posable. Now that we have that finished, we are going to spread apart the loose fibers on one end, and we are going to make a little dot in the head with our needle where we want it to go, where we think it looks good. Once we think it's positioned nicely, we're going to push that wire up into the head just a little bit, and we are going to start felting the body to the head. All right, now we've got the head and the body attached. It's looking pretty nice. Next, we are going to start working on the leaves that go on the base of the body. Now we're going to take a piece of medium-ish green wool. We want to spread that out and then fold it in half so that the loose ends are together. And then we're just gonna kind of, not necessarily wad or ball, but we're gonna just fold it over to make sort of an oval round leaf shape. And from there, we're just gonna start stabbing it and flipping it over and stabbing it, trying to get that nice round shape. Make sure you stab it on the front, the back, the sides, just everywhere except for where you have that loose fiber. All right, now that we've got our little oval leaves, we are going to take that loose fiber end and pull it apart a bit to give us something to attach to the body. Then we're going to position them on the base one at a time where we think they look good. And we're just going to start attaching that loose fiber to the base. Once you have one leaf attached, you can go ahead and attach another one and just keep moving that loose fiber around and stabbing it in so that it looks nice and even. All right, that is it. We have created our Peashooter. We've got all of his bits attached. Now what we're going to do is make a little base for him to live in so that he looks like a wonderful little houseplant. Now we're just going to take the light brown and the dark brown wool, and we are going to spread them apart a little bit, lay them on top of each other, and start felting them together in a round shape that kind of matches the plant pot. We're just doing it kind of loosely to get it to hold its shape. Once we've got it kind of holding the shape, I'm going to put it in the plant pot, and I'm going to be very careful, but I'm going to felt it in the pot. You want to go straight up and down and don't hit the needles on the sides because that can break them. They're very delicate. Now that I have got it loosely felted into the pot, it's holding a nice shape and I'm happy with it, I am going to start attaching the Peashooter. I'm going to put him on top and I'm going to take the loose green fibers coming out of the bottom of him and I'm going to start to stab them into the brown. Once I've got him sort of attached, I'm going to pop the whole thing out of the plant pot so that I can, get around the edges and see what I'm doing a bit better and really attach him to the brown wool. Once you feel he's firmly attached, that's basically it. If you want, you can put some glue on the bottom or sides of the brown wool to glue it into the plant pot so that it for sure stays in place. I personally haven't had any issues with mine. It is very firmly attached and it's really well in there. So yeah, there you go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this craft project. I loved making my Peashooter. I hope you guys made an amazing Peashooter too. If you want, you can join the Discord, post pictures, send me tweets. Just tell me in the comments that you enjoyed the tutorial. And let me know what you would like me to do a felting tutorial of in the future. Alright guys, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Remember, if you haven't already, please subscribe. It means so much to me. Drop a like, do the comment thing. I have been Uda, you have been amazing, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.